Yo, 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 what is going on, Mets Nation? What is going on? Is you got there from Top Bunk Sports, and we are here with another 7 Express Live. And I got my guys, AP, and Amish is back, man. What we doing, Amish? Welcome back, buddy.
I've been
Amish out here
hiding out.
yeah. Amish was like, I'm not trying to deal with this Met stress right now. I'm gonna
He's back. He's
away.
back from the
Yeah.
farm. He's back from the farm. Just in time
taking
for
care
this
of the
crazy
pigs.
deadline.
I respect it, man. I respect it. But speaking of this crazy deadline, let's get straight into it. The Mets obviously lived up to the expectations and lived up to the promise that David Stearns gave out to the fan base a couple weeks ago in his last press conference when he said exactly what the Mets needed in terms of adding to in the trade deadline. And I'll be honest with you, man, he delivered. He did not disappoint at all. I'll go straight into before we get into that, I'll start off with Amish since he's back. Amish, what did you think so far? Like, what did you think overall about David Stern's aggressiveness? What are the pros and cons, if there's any? What did you think overall?
Well, I like that he came out strong yesterday, got what he felt he needed to get done before today, where everything went absolutely insane.
Right.
You could argue we talked about this, how he may have overpaid a little bit for Rodgers. In the grand scheme of things, I don't really, if you look at all the other trades that were made, I don't think it really was an overpay. The price for pitching in particular was insane this deadline. It's just crazy, the kind of prospects that were flying. So the fact that he was able to completely revamp the bullpen, not give up any of our top prospects, and then also add a center fielder on top of that. I mean, I feel pretty good. I obviously a starter a lot of us wanted. My feeling is, I guess if I have to put myself in his shoes, he sees it as he's now built an elite bullpen that can hopefully withstand the issues that the starters are having. I'm guessing he was probably banking on Senga and Manaya being able to give him a little more length as they get a little further from their injuries and a little more of a workload in. Holmes is obviously the big question mark. Like, is he says he feels good. Like Stearns in the press conference said that Holmes says he feels good and everything, but obviously the results haven't been there lately. He can't get out of the 4th or 5th inning. And that's not really what you want out of a starter, especially when the other guy in the rotation is Frankie Montas, who is, I mean, honestly, if we're being really real, he's probably been better than any of us would have actually thought. Like, if you look at his overall work, like, he's been better than I think we expected, but he still ain't good.
Right.
But I think he said it. I think he truly does believe that if he needs to, he can go down to the farm and pick a Sproat up and call up a McLean or what have you and have them contribute. So when or if that presents itself, we'll see. I mean, obviously he ain't just going to go ahead and do it just if these guys are healthy and pitching well. But say you got an IL Holmes for arm fatigue or something, like maybe you do see one of those kids. So I don't know. I feel good about it. If I had to grade it, I'd probably give it like a B+, A-. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I just can't see, like, some people said they wanted another bat, but I just don't see the room for it. Like, you would have had to trade your own pieces at that point, like to try to make room to fit another bat in the lineup. So I don't know. There wasn't a ton of starters that got traded anyway, as we actually just got a comment. Merrill Kelly was a big one, but the other starters that got traded weren't that special to me. I think, trying to think, like all the big name starters, for the most part,
There wasn't a lot of them.
they didn't. The teams held on to them, so that tells me the prices were astronomical. And we got to remember that we look at it as everything in a vacuum, as the Mets are trading with this team, but there's other teams talking, like driving up prices. So like we can say, oh, you could have offered this guy and this guy for Sandy. Well, who's to say another team isn't offering prospects that are way better, and they still didn't trade them anyway. So
That's true.
it is what it is. Like some teams are being stubborn. Robert could have been traded, but the White Sox are idiots. Like, I mean, what can we do? Like, you can't force a team to trade you their players. So it is what it is. I'm happy with it. So that's where I'm at.
Hey, Pete, what's up? Talk to me, baby.
I mean, it does feel incomplete. It feels like a trade deadline's eve was more lit than the actual
trade deadline itself.
But I almost felt like Stearns is secretly Latino. I mean, it's really hard to be mad when you basically took all of the toll booth collectors, the drywallers, and the plumbers that we had in this bullpen, and gave them an easy pass and tell them to leave. And we actually have legitimate arms in the pen. You went from arguably one of the worst bullpens, and I know that people could throw ERA and stuff at you, but we had guys that we were picking up middle of the season that were pitching international or out of the game completely.
Mm-hmm.
Pitching in games that mattered.
Right.
Now we have legitimate arms that we could throw at you, and we could give Diaz a day off and be like, well, we're not going to be basically hyperventilating and praying for rain. So at this point, I think Stearns earns a really good grade there. Where I feel, and I heard, and me and Amish and Top, we've been talking about all this all day through the chats and everything, but where I feel like we have fallen just a little bit is I really thought we did need another bat. Cedric Mullins is an upgrade over whatever Walking Dead person was playing in center field for the day. And our starting pitching, I look at the starting pitching, and I'm just going to give you the small sample from the All-Star break till now. We have had a starting pitcher go 6 innings twice. And that starting pitcher is the same person, David Peterson, the only person. We've had a starting pitcher also only go 3 innings twice. We have had the majority of the starts from our starters pretty much be about 5 innings at best. Not counting Senga getting blasted, not counting a bunch of other situations where as soon as Manaea gets taken out, the sky falls and we get crushed. We have a bunch of pitchers right now that only throw 5 innings. I've really, really, really wanted a starting pitcher. I get it. It barely happened, but it did happen. We did see that happen. I know that Pittsburgh, I wasn't a big Pittsburgh Pirates, let's go get Mitch, but man, Sandy Alcantara, I feel like was possibly to be had if we would have. I don't know if we had the prospects. I don't know if they wanted our prospects that we were willing to give. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not a GM. I don't know that. But I just feel like that's what I really would have wanted to really say, man, this team is up there with the elites. But it takes 2 to tango. I completely get that. I can't fault Stearns because I don't know what's going to happen. I do also appreciate Amish brings a lot of baseball knowledge, so I'm glad that he's back. The fact that it has been stated that, hey, we can go down and pick from these guys that are killing in AAA. Knock on wood. Hopefully they can do that. I think it's just my thinking. I really would have wanted to go in there and say, like, okay, we have a bunch of 5-inning pitchers. We have this bullpen that we've just kind of traded for. How do we save those bullets and make sure that we're not burning them out like we burnt out Rosenbaum and Reed at the beginning of the season? Even Kranick, poor Kranick. I mean, dude pitched. It felt like in every high pressure situation, and now he blew his arm out. So I just want to make sure that the arms are fresh. So I really would have loved to have gotten one starting pitcher that we could have said, okay, he could give us at least 6, so we're not taxing the pen. But look, if you ask me a grade, long story, less long, I would say for everything that he did, I would say a B. I think that the Mets are better ultimately after this trade deadline. You've completely revamped a garbage pen to one of the better pens, and doing that in the National League, which I think this year is a far superior league. I think that this puts us in the conversation for playoffs, which we were already in, but I think that this legitimizes and stabilizes the team to really contend for the division. So we'll see what's going on. I think my brother just checked in talking about Subway. Yo, shout out to you, man. The Yankees did last minute 3-pointer make that bullpen one of the best in the American League. So who knows? Knock on wood, the Mets are there. So we'll see. But I think it's a B. I think I would have wanted to see more, but I'm cool with what we got. I wish we would have got a little bit more to really like put our stamp in it and get into that elite state that I think now San Diego and the Dodgers currently rocking.
Shout out to Ibby from Till Mets Do This Part. He go, my guys, who's ready for a Mullins 0-for-4 tomorrow? Yo, son, I'm gonna be honest with you. If that happens, this fan base is gonna fucking blow their. They're gonna lose their mind, man. They're going to lose their mind. Oh man, but listen, let's get into the.
Can we just let him get his first at bat? Like Jesus.
Oh man.
We already got him cooked in the first at bat. He hasn't even taken in that bat yet.
No. But before we leave this topic, because obviously this is what it's all about. I don't really want to talk about the Mets getting destroyed in San Diego. What did you think about the other teams? Like my brother brought up the Subway Series. How did you feel that the Yankees did with their trade deadline?
I mean, it was what they need. They needed bullpen piece. They needed bullpen arm. Like that was the number one thing. They got the David Bednar. They got the starting pitcher from Tampa. They got Camilo Duval from the Giants. I didn't see that one coming. I did not see that one coming. So again, if I'm a Yankee fan, am I upset because they didn't trade Anthony Volpe? Absolutely. I still got to deal with.
First of all, who are you trading Volpe to? Who are you trading him to? The Philippines?
There's a team in Savannah that can take him. No, you take him to Savannah and you leave him over there.
If you look at the Yankees, you can't trade him for nothing. But if you look at the Yankees, that bullpen with Williams, Weaver, with Weaver, Williams, you just got Bendar, you just got Duval. You could throw 4 closers any day. I think that bullpen is
a lot of Yankee fans will tell you Williams and Weaver ain't shit though.
The Yankee fans this morning on Twitter, they can tell you they weren't, but that was a crash out and a half. Yeah. If you would have seen all of them talking about how Cashman is sleeping.
Is Cashman in a sleeping bag?
Like, he was in a sleeping bag in the Bronx. I don't know how he didn't get robbed. I don't know. But
I'm going to tell you though, I don't know. I have concern. I had concerns when his name came up with the Mets. I don't know if Bednar is I can handle the big lights in New York kind of guy. I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think so either.
One thing that I did want to point out that they brought up on the Fan today, he's only had 5 walks all year. 5. And last year he only had 5. You know what that is to only walk 5 people all year? That's crazy control. So shout out to him. I mean, it's a legitimate concern, but that's something. But I think that they did a great job in terms of their bullpen. Boston last second. That what?
I said no. They did what they needed to do, and I mean,
What did you
better
guys
than-
feel about Boston's trade? They got Dustin May. I thought that was a choice to be had.
I
They didn't
see that
trade
one coming.
Durant. They said we're keeping him,
Yeah, I didn't see that
so
one
they
coming.
kept him.
I
think
didn't see
that's-
that one coming. That one was pretty interesting.
It's a weird one. I don't know if May is pushing you one way or another. I don't.
I mean,
I don't know.
let's talk about one right here that I actually listen, man. There's not a lot of GMs out there that could put their eggs in one basket and just say, fuck my prospects.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to win now. AJ Preller has to be the most confident man in the history of baseball. Can we just I'm gonna share my screen on. Can we look at this trade, please? Look at this. They got Mason Miller, which is fine. They got JP Sears, who absolutely sucks. But then you give
he's
up.
not good.
He's an arm.
Garbage. He's garbage. But then you talk about giving
Hold
up.
on, but what if you had to? What if you had to? I'm gonna shoot him some bail. What if you had to take his money to make that trade for the A's? I could see the A's saying like, "Oh, you want him? We want prospects, and you got to take this garbage contract." So
Yeah, but-
I don't know what his contract is, but I could see the A's being like, "Yo, we don't want to pay a dime of this garbage pitcher's money, so take him too."
Yeah, but if I'm the Padres and I have to trade my number, it's not even their number 6 prospect. He's number 6 in all of baseball.
I thought he was number 3 in all of it. He's number 6.
Yeah.
Number 3, number 6.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, hell no. That's crazy.
Okay, he might
That's
be
an
3 in
insane
this system and
package.
6, whatever. Yeah,
Dude.
that was a.
Mason Miller's great. I like him, but
Mason
hell
Miller's-
no, Joe.
And
But
you
then
see
they
that
turned
up
around
what
and
they
traded
got.
a bunch of guys to Baltimore. He was just shipping everybody off. Like, no doubt he improved the team, but he blew up that farm system, which I respect.
I gotta respect.
But you
it,
have
man.
okay, but you're right about that. But this is what I respect. What Preller did, they have 0 championships.
Right.
At the end of the day, general manager's shelf life, unless you're Cashman, is about 4 or 5 years, and then they boot you and they blame you for the garbage. But we all know that it's owners' willingness to spend. But they want you to make miracles happen, or if you don't do it, they throw you out. Preller is just saying, all right, prospects, be damned. Look at what Preller has done with the prospects that he's had. He's flipped Soto. He's flipped how many different people has he brought in and out? He brought Machado in. He's done a billion things with these prospects. Bogarts, like a bunch of people. He does C's. He's everybody he brings in. He trades. And the people that he trades turn out to be great too. But it just seems to work. Like he's doing take them and whatever.
It works, but only to an extent. Like how often they're not making the LCS every year. They're not getting to the World Series. Like they find a way to choke every time, no matter who they get. So hopefully, well, not hopefully, because I don't want.
Do we want to face them? Do we?
No, they obviously have our number. So no, we don't want to face them.
We don't want to face
them just like yesterday. I don't even understand how we got swept. That first game still pisses me off.
Fuck the first game.
That first game we shouldn't have lost. But
fuck the first game. You Darvish came in that game with a 900 ERA. Son, we couldn't hit him.
You Darvish is Cy Young when he faces the Mets. So
I don't get it. I don't. I really.
We do need a better. We need to. If they make the playoffs and we make the playoffs, we need to have a better record than them because we're a different team at home. At home, we're a totally different team.
Yeah, I mean, apparently we're cheating, so let's cheat better at home.
You keep cheating. I don't give a fuck.
Keep cheating.
As long as you don't get caught, just don't get caught.
Pass whatever devices to the front of the class because Lindor needs them. Jesus, what happened to Lindor and Alonso? My God.
Let me ask you guys a question. What do you guys think about the Phillies getting
Durant?
Yeah,
I wanted him so bad on this team, but one of the things, and a shout out to Evan Roberts because I think that he helped me really put this into perspective. I'll throw this question to you. If they told you at the end of the day yesterday that you could either have Durant use all the prospects that you had and get yourself a Duran Oli, or you could turn around, split those, and get yourself a Rogers and a Hensley. Would you prefer to have both of those arms or just that Duran arm?
I'm taking the 2 arms all day.
I'm taking it 2 arms.
I think that's where we all agree, because honestly, to have those, we needed more than just one arm in this pen. We all said that. Soto is another one that we didn't talk about, but Soto coming in here is super important because I do believe in the need for 2 lefties. You can't just stay with one, especially one that's coming off Tommy John. And I think Soto brings a level, a fastball pitcher that could blow people away. I mean, I wish he could throw to second base. Maybe we're not talking about getting swept by San Diego, but whatever. But he does his thing from that side. I think that it's just the dynamics of this pen now. We really don't have to deal with anybody that was possibly a referee at a Rooster fight coming in and being in our bullpen. So I'm glad for that. And I think that's important. The Dodgers had a weird not weird for them, because I don't think they needed to add anything, but I feel like they didn't want to blow up the farm. Like the Dodgers didn't really do much, but I don't know if they really had much to do. I think their pitching is a little iffy, but I think that their pitching is probably going to get healthy soon. So I think that they're just kind of I think the Dodgers are bored. The Dodgers get bored in the regular season and they decide, oh, it's the playoffs, it's time to play. So I think that's their thing now.
I'll tell you one that shocked me. Carlos Correa going back to the Astros. I didn't see that one coming. I was like, wait, what?
The Astros lineup got better, especially because they're losing Pradas for it looks like for the rest of the year. So I think that they had to make that trade to keep their offense going. I don't know the West, both NL and AL.
They went all in.
They did. Texas going for Kelly has their 1, 2, and 3. And their relief got a little bit better. I mean, not friend of the show. What's this guy's name? That got traded from St. Louis just now to their pen.
Steven Matz?
No. He went to Boston. Dude that pitched for us last year that gave up the home run against Milwaukee. I'm blanking.
Oh, Maton.
Maton. He went to his resting bitch face. He went to Texas. The Astros improved.
What about this one right here?
Seattle. I was gonna say Seattle got better.
Everything about those teams, I don't think it's gonna be the AL West improved so much that I don't think it's so easy to determine that ALCS like people had been saying. I do think that they're gonna be Seattle could give you a dogfight. I think that the Rangers, if you put the Rangers with those 3 and that hitting. And then DeGrom's dominating a game, it's gonna be hard. DeGrom, I would love to see DeGrom in a game 1 against the Tigers. I think that would be one of the best pitching matchups.
Schoolboy against DeGrom, yeah.
That would probably be one of the best pitching matchups that you'll have in the playoffs.
I don't know that the Tigers did enough. They made a couple little moves, but I don't think they did enough to put them over the top.
I think that if you're a Tigers fan, you're disappointed today. I think that
you'd be surprised with them though, because they end up going into the playoffs and they end up going on a streak, and it's just like,
they're capable. When you have the best pitcher in baseball, anything can happen.
Right? Exactly. 100%.
I feel like they could have done a lot more. They should have done more. The people in Detroit deserve that.
They deserve a lot.
I mean, they're gonna win the division. Obviously, that division is trash. Yeah. But did they do enough to compete with the AL West and the Yankees and everybody? I don't know.
We'll see.
Talking about Central Division teams, Milwaukee on our side and Chicago. Milwaukee was they swung a late deal for relief with Shelby Miller, but I felt like I don't know what they did there. And then Chicago made the trade for the other Rogers brother, who is having a really good season. The Cubs are doing their thing. I just think it's weird that they really kind of stayed pat too. And then on top of it, I don't know if this is fact. I was looking for it, but I saw. But take this with a grain of salt because Twitter is Twitter. That they DFA'd Presley.
Yeah,
that they DFA'd him after getting him from the Astros during the offseason. So that's crazy. He went from like, yo, he's gonna be our closer to gone. I don't know that those teams are a little weird. What did you guys think about those moves?
I mean, they weren't crazy. They weren't crazy moves to me. It wasn't nothing that moves the needle. I mean, Ryan Presley, again, he hasn't been the same. I didn't think they were gonna DFA him, but that would be a good arm for any team that's either going into a wild card or any team that just wants to pick up an extra arm. That would be a good pickup. But before Amish gives his opinion, Chris is here.
Oh, Chris is in the building.
Hello, Chris.
Yeah. Yo, what's up, my guys?
Chris,
you hear me?
Yeah, you good? Chris, before Amish gives his take on the Ryan Presley thing and everything else, what did you think about the moves the Mets made so far?
Hey, man, I don't got nothing to say about it. David Stearns, he cooked. The man cooked. Like, it's not exactly what everybody's not the perfect deadline move, but the man addressed everything the Mets needed. He made a stellar bullpen when we had Rico Suave pitching, we had Love Lady pitching, we had a Buttle pitching. And shout out to Budo. I hope it goes good for you in San Francisco, but now we got like 5 or 4 closers in the bullpen. Like, you can't be mad about that. And then everybody wanted Robert. I wanted Robert, but it's Mullins. That was the next best thing, and he's solid, man. He's a lefty that hits lefties, and the Mets have a lot of those. And solid defender. He's been hot in July, and hopefully he rides it through. And Stearns addressed the needs. That's it. I can't be mad about that. I don't know where Amish went. I don't know where everybody else went.
Yo, did everybody disappear? Like they said, yo, we don't agree with Chris. We're gone.
You don't agree with Chris? I'm out.
I'm out. Yo, well, since you're here, we were talking about, I don't know if you were listening. I know that you were like with fam, but we were talking about what like the rest of the league basically did. So we ran around the league. We were talking about like last cycle, we were talking about Milwaukee and Chicago kind of doing kind of strange moves. The last team I think the team that had the weirdest trade deadline, I think it's a mix. Tampa Bay, I don't know what Tampa Bay was really doing. I don't know what Tampa Bay did. They were like, let's sell and buy. And then you had Minnesota who didn't want to sell. And then all of a sudden they blew up the whole state. Like right now they're still looking for Minnesota somewhere. So I don't know what happened. But yeah, what the hell was Tampa doing?
I wish I could know. I wish they try to be smarter than everybody else. They try to like catch people off guard, but I think they caught themselves off guard. I think that's what happened. Like they saw the standings probably, and then they're playing against the Yankees at the moment, and they're getting their ass beat, and then they just like, okay, we're gonna sell. And we're going to trade you a guy, a fast runner that we might use this game to beat you, but we're going to send him over to you. And then we're going to trade for a pitcher so he can help us win. What? Like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. Like, sometimes these organizations, they try to be smarter than everybody else, and then they just look stupid while doing it.
That Tampa Devil magic always works, though. Like, so it doesn't make sense, but somehow it'll work for them.
It doesn't make sense to us, but for them it makes sense, and then it works out. Next thing you know, they're running the race again.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you look at it and you're right. Like, you're like, what the hell are they doing? But then I remember it's Tampa Bay, and I'm like, well, it might just work because it's Tampa Bay. So why the hell not? And Minnesota, Jesus, they I'm surprised they didn't
Oh,
trade
man.
Ryan too. That's literally the only. I feel bad for him. He's the only guy that's stuck there.
No, and
Oh.
Byron, shout out to Byron Buxton that said, I want to be here forever. And then Carlos Correa said, peace. Carlos Correa said, I'm waiving that no trade clause. You guys stay here. I'm out.
I mean, it's fascinating to me because then you started hearing whispers that after people started getting traded, that you started saying, like, yo, if they're going like, oh my God, like this big fly just flying in my face. They're saying like, what do you call it? That they wanted to leave. It was like almost like Alcatraz. So to me, I think that it's crazy that it doesn't feel like the organization either wasn't being truthful with the players or they didn't really give them a heads up like, yo, we're going to be doing this. Because I think if you would have done that, I don't think Buxton would have jumped out the window like that and said like, yo, I'm going to be a Twin for life. Like, who wants to be a part of that? Like, that looks awful.
I think what happened there,
Get that
Buxton
tattoo.
tried to be he tried to be the you know, the good guy, the PR guy, like, you know, I'm here I want to be here forever. You know, that type of fan favorite type. But I think what happened is that when all that started going down and then the Carrera news came out and that he was going to waive his no trade clause, I think he got caught in the middle and I think it was too late. So my take is that they finished selling off this offseason. Remember, they're selling the team. They're in the middle of a sale. So when that goes down, I believe Brian Buxton gets traded in the offseason.
I'll tell you one thing. He came up there during the All-Star game, All-Star Week media, and he said, "I'm a Twin for life." I didn't know whether to just laugh or just to like just shut my laptop down and like never open it up again. I don't. There's no way you could tell me like that you feel proud to say I'm a Twin for life. They have that Dutch shit for you. Like, bro.
Before we even move on to anything else, I want to address that comment right there that Stan just had. So we are seeing that Will Salmon reporting that the Marlins said that the cost for Sandy Alcantara was 2 top 5 prospects plus more. I gotta tell you, man, I would have done it. I just think that I would have done it, man. I would have.
I disagree.
I just think it would have been worth it to me.
I don't know.
It's funny that you bring that up because before the rest of the guys give their opinion on it, Will Salmon, a very good friends of some of ours, and we respect his reporting, put out an article literally right before we went on live, and I want to read it to you guys. I want to put it up here for the rest of the panel to see. Because I think it is important because a lot of Met fans had their opinions on why the New York Mets did not trade for a starter. So there's a certain part in the article where he says the rotation, which features Kodai Senga, Sean Manaea, Clay Holmes, and Frankie Montas, and Peterson, who to his credit has logged at least 6 innings in 4 straight starts, look exactly the same. The Mets probably took such a direction for a few reasons: the lack of ability of quality starting pitchers in the market, the prospect cost to get who was available, and the growing ability these days to win the World Series behind the strong bullpen. Several high-ranking executives entered the weekend days leading up to the trade deadline wondering if an ace caliber starter who would even exist in the market. And then he goes on to say that the biggest arm starting pitcher arm was Merrill Kelly, and obviously he went to the Texas Rangers. So in terms of the way the trade deadline looked, it really wasn't a lot of starting pitching that was being dealt. It was more bullpen pieces. So then you look at this comment that Sam made, and now you're starting to wonder, like, okay, like maybe the price for starting pitcher arm was just too high overall.
Well, what that tells me though is that they weren't serious about wanting to trade him, because let's remember, Sandy has a 6.36 ERA. Like, yeah, he's had a couple of good starts, but dude's not the Sandy from 2 years ago. At least he's not yet. Maybe he can go back to that, but he's been kind of ass. So, like, let's be real. We're talking about Sandy like he's the ace. He's not pitching like an ace.
Yo,
we have most of our pitchers.
Before you continue, I remember, but literally like yesterday, I was having a conversation in the group chat about him coming to the Mets, and everybody's like shaking ass, and they're like, "Did you look at his last 2 outings? He was great." I was like, "His last 2? Y'all going based off his last 2? Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah,
Okay, but let's shoot him some bail. The
do
dude
that
is
for
coming
our
back
own
to
guys.
Tommy John too, though. I mean, you know that
that's
it's
fine.
you
That's
know.
still not worth giving up my top prospects for. He just coming off of Tommy John. I
2
can't
top
just put
5s plus
And you're
more.
also gonna give him how he has what 3 more years of control though. We know he's gonna be. I just feel like he's gonna come back, and then next year
That's hard
when
to
he's
say,
the
man.
regular Sandy, we're gonna be like, oh man, that was the opportunity to get him. I mean, I'm looking at this whole
I'll be
right
honest
here.
with you. Even if he goes revert back to what he is, I'm not gonna be mad about that. Like,
About
I
what
don't
not
know.
trading for him.
I don't know what that's gonna do. Like, we gotta be honest. Remember, and then we got 2 guys down in the minors. That how about if he gives us more than what Sandy would give us? Then what?
Exactly.
We're saving ourselves from everything else, like from the prospect capital. And remember, the Mets didn't trade none of their top 5 guys. None. They didn't even touch it. Not even their top 10. Like, they didn't touch it. So
They only took one guy off the top 10. That was
listen,
Jesus Baez. That's it.
I know what Sandy is. I know he has potential to be back to where he was. But right now, he's just not showing it. And 2 starts is not going to make me change my decision. Now, if you tell me that the Marlins wanted a top 20, now we're talking a different story. Now, okay, I'll take my chances. But top 5 and more? Like, bro, do you know that we might get Sandy, right? Let's say we get Sandy in that decision, in that case. And those top 5 guys that we gave up might kill us in the same division. I'm good, bro. I am good, bro. I'm good,
and then
bro. Like,
you have to also wonder the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees were looking into him as well, and they didn't even pull the trigger.
Wait, let's stop.
No, again, it's a different. I get it.
The prospect capital.
I get it, but again, they supposedly they didn't even want to offer Spencer Jones. So
Well, because that's the only thing they got.
Right. No, I get that. I get that. But what I'm saying is even just for that guy from their perspective, like, now we're not gonna do it. But I'm saying even if he wasn't going through the struggles he was going through, he was one of the top best arms in the league. I don't think they would do it anyways. Just because you don't know what you're gonna get for him. He's coming back from. Just forget about his numbers this season. He's coming back from Tommy John. There's no saying that he's gonna be back on consistency to the regular form he used to be before he got hurt. I can't take I can't take a risk on that. That's too much.
Yeah, I mean, and those weren't the only 2 teams to check in on Sandy, and they didn't trade him. So that just tells me like they were being unrealistic. They didn't really want to move him. They didn't even trade the other dude they were talking about, the Cabrera.
Cabrera.
They didn't want to move these guys, and that's fine. That's their prerogative. But to ask that's insane. Not for Sandy 2 years ago, sure. For this Sandy that I'm questioning whether his arm is still the same. I'm good on that.
I absolutely agree. But
okay, this is completely out of whatever we're talking about. But I found it kind of funny from one of the guys that we actually follow on Twitter. Keith posted a prospect that Cashman didn't want to trade. So Keith posted this. This has gone viral. It's been seen million times on Twitter. It's been tweeted. It's been seen a million times on Twitter. I want you guys, if you can see, it's Lube Gehrig. So shout out to Keith on that. I mean,
oh my God, Keith is bugging, man.
A million views on Twitter. That tweet is out of there. Somehow I feel that baseball card is somehow slippery. So watch your hands with that one.
Oh,
watch
man,
out, catch it.
That's.
What were you guys talking about before I came in? I heard you guys say Ryan Presley. I know he got DFA'd.
Yeah, he got DFA'd. He got DFA'd.
Yes,
I think the Mets should pick him up. Pick him up.
Well, that sounds like a Mets move because
the Mets love to pick up DFA'd candidates. That's our jam.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think he's having a very rough year. I haven't checked his numbers,
Well, it
but
wasn't good. I know he wouldn't get DFA'd. It was good. I'll check it out right now.
there's two guys that I mean the front office guys at the Mets got they're from the Astros, so they love guys that went to the postseason with them in 2017.
Right, exactly. But
Yeah, his ERA is he's 2-3 with a 4.35 ERA, 28 strikeouts, a WHIP of 1.52. Not great, but if you bring Ryan Presley here, we're asking him to not. I don't think he's doing too much.
Wait, you guys, do you see what AP? Yo, they gave this man a brand new bullpen, and he wants more. This guy's greedy, bro.
More.
Like,
You can never have enough.
Yeah, I don't think.
greedy, bro.
If Ryan Presley was to be in a Met jersey and the first thing he does is give up a go-ahead bomb, AP's getting blocked. I'm just telling you straight up, AP's getting blocked. Like,
Nah, man. Then we send him to Calcutta, and that's it. Then
That last spot in the pen is going to Brazoban.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense at the time, like when they were saying they wanted to stretch him out, but now that Budo's gone, it makes sense because Budo was their long guy. So they're stretching him out, and when the 10 days are up, they're gonna bring him up, and he's gonna be that last guy in the pen. And that's not. He's at times been decent, so I'm fine with Brazoban being the last guy or in the pen as like the long guy that picks up 2 or 3 innings here.
We got to keep it. I'm looking at this guy's stats, right? Ryan Presley, his ERA. And I hear what you're saying. I'm just throwing out what the guy did this year. His ERA was in the 3s pretty much until till what's today? Today's Thursday. Till Tuesday. Tuesday he gave up 4 runs. That's the only reason it went up to 4.35. He had an ERA of 3.79. I don't think that's trash. I think that could be a guy that we could.
If the Mets bring him here, it's to be a AAA man.
AP's out here trying to.
I'm just saying. I like to have enough. Like I've had enough of these guys that came from the Canadian in AAA.
AP, let me break it down to you. AP, let me break it down to you. Brazoban's your long man. Brazoban. Then we talking about Stanek. We talking about Haseley. We talking about.
How do you feel about Stanek, by the way? How you feeling about Stanek these days?
I feel great. He don't have no pressure on him. He put him in the fifth inning. I feel great. I'm wonderful.
He said it too. He said it like, "Yo, I'm gonna be throwing in the 4th inning." I was like, "Yo, 4th?" Sometimes, and then I saw Montas.
He ain't lying though.
3 innings, so I can see that.
He's not.
I mean, do you guys realize that there's gonna be games that we forget that we have Edwin Diaz? Like, it's crazy, bro. That's how crazy this bullpen could be.
Can you believe there's going to be 2 entrances in Citi Field? That's crazy. That yo, bro.
The Hell's Bells.
You better get your tickets on,
That's
yo.
gonna be sick.
Yo, son.
Fireworks night tomorrow. Get your tickets, Mets. If you're listening, I definitely want to get a cut. I want to get a cut.
Let's be honest. That director of the SNY games is creaming himself with the things he's gonna fucking like. The shots he's gonna have.
Okay.
He's like,
He was
yes,
sweet
forward.
already. He was
Yes, let's get it. So now that we got that out the way, because I think AP's out here on a mission trying to undo all the work that David Stearns has done in the last 2 days.
I think AP's like he's a sleeper cell agent. He might be a Yankee fan.
Bro. Let's get into the acquisitions that the Mets themselves have brought in, and the first one is none other than Taylor Rogers. How the fuck you say his name?
One of those Rogers guys.
Roy
Rogers.
Yo, do they even have those anymore? I haven't seen those.
The righty Rogers, the submariner.
There we go, the righty Rogers. Well, here it is. The Mets trade for Tyler Rogers, and the Giants received Blake Tidwell, Drew Gilbert, and Jose Budo. Now, when this trade came out, Met fans had their panties in a bunch because they saw 3 players that they kept hugging and said, no, we don't want them to go. To the point where Jose Budo was crying in the bullpen because he was getting traded. Now, let me tell you, Met fans, something. Stop
2015, baby.
prospect hugging. Stop it. It's not going to win you shit. Now, here's another thing. These three guys had no future plans for success here. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. Let's go down player by player. Blade Tidwell. He's only been here for a spot start. You look at the information that's being told about him in the minors, he's up and down. There was no success for this kid. That's number one. At least if he goes to San Francisco, they'll give him more opportunities. Drew Gilbert, the organization didn't seem to give this kid any opportunities. They didn't seem to be very high on this kid. So if they didn't give him an opportunity to come up now, right, with this team trying to find a center fielder instead of just bringing him up, you know what they did? They moved him. They said, we'll give you go get an opportunity over there because obviously we don't see a fit for you over here. So they moved him. Jose Butto, the most inconsistent bullpen piece that we have in his bullpen. He can't cut it. He cannot. And at the end of the day, Met fans keep telling me he's a starter. Okay, go get your starting role in San Francisco. That's it. And you got one of the best setup mans in the league today. Take it away, boys.
I completely agree with you. You look at Tidwell. A lot of people don't even think that he's going to remain a starter. Like they think that he's going to end up in the bullpen anyway. Like just because he's not consistent enough. And if you look at it, we have because we didn't trade. Remember the guys we didn't trade. When you cry about the guys we did trade, we didn't trade Jonah Tom. We didn't trade Nolan McLean. We didn't trade Brandon Sprout. Like. All those guys are ahead of him on the totem pole. All those guys are going to get a shot at this rotation before Blade Tidwell. Then we move to Drew Gilbert. Carson Benj is already light years ahead of where Drew Gilbert was. So is another dude. He's blocked. Jet Williams might end up in the outfield for all we know. Because we got 500,000 middle infielders that we got to play little midget Jet Williams in outfield because we got nowhere to put him. Shit. Like, let's be real. God. And I like Jet Williams. That's not a knock on Jet Williams, but we just have too many middle infielders. Like, it's just the facts. So Drew Gilbert is already that's third on the totem pole with these guys. So I don't know. You gotta pay to get players, and Tyler Rogers is an elite reliever. So I'm not mad at it.
Is red good? Because I see a lot of red on my screen.
That's perfect.
I'm pretty sure red is good.
Perfect.
It says great. I think it says great.
Look at this crap.
Just actually my friends because I don't know.
Yo, bro, look at this crap. This is great. Like, I don't understand why. Like, come on, man. Like, you got to give David Stearns credit for even pulling that move off to begin with. And then, mind you, this isn't a guy that they just stumbled upon now. They've wanted him since last year. Reports came out that they were looking into him since last year. They finally got that man. But you know what it takes? It takes some aggressive trades to get the guy that you want. So those people that are fans of Jose Butto, that are fans of Drew Gilbert because he has a good bat, listen, it wasn't sustainable enough to not be part of a trade.
Butto could be a very nice person, but I'm glad he's gone. I think that I don't even know what my point was anymore, so I'm just gonna stop talking.
Damn right, Jay Fern.
Yeah, shout out to Jay Fern, yo.
Damn right, I love to see it.
Oh man.
I think that that's what I was gonna say. The thing that I love the most about this whole shit is that we didn't even hear anyone anywhere. Because, Mets insider Andy Martino had the scoops of all scoops.
Bro,
nobody had.
Oh, yeah, scoops of shit. That's what he had.
I wanted to say something so bad.
I just want to say, Top, can we get Ryan Presley's fan graphs up here?
Oh, no, don't do it. That's Polly Blue.
No, I'm going to do it now. No. I'm going to do it now.
The man was getting paid, and he can come here and take somebody's fifth inning spot. That's all I said. But whatever.
Yo, AP, if I see blue, man.
El Diablo.
Oh, no. Yo, AP, nah, man. Yo, take this out.
Yo, go to bed, bro.
Nah, there's
AP gotta go to
there's some red there. Look
It
at
was
that.
weird.
Red.
That's some red.
And if you put that red and blue together, it looks kind of purplish in those middle spots.
That's what my eyes feel like right now, bro.
Wow.
Oh my
What?
God, bro.
All right, I'm
That's
obviously
nasty.
I can't see that, but I see a lot of
No, no.
Yo, you're telling me that can't rock for the fifth inning? We've seen
Yo,
that.
Yo, Amish knew what he was doing with that. Yo, Amish knew what he was doing.
No, Amish was looking it up. Yo,
Yeah,
I'm
he
not gonna.
definitely did it on the low. All right,
What
guys,
that
this is great. I'm gonna go to bed. Mets
AP,
on that
that's
too.
spells.
Oh my God.
DFA. That's what it spells. That's what it spells.
That's-
DFA. That's what it
I
spells.
swear to God, I
I
wouldn't
mean,
be
that's a
shocked
whole
if-
lot of. But I mean, like I said, like I'm just saying, we're taking a fly on a dude that might be a fifth inning guy, whatever.
Oh.
But if it don't happen, obviously he has enough blue around to cry himself to sleep. So there you go.
By the way, before you guys go, shout out to the 200 that's watching, man. We appreciate y'all taking the time to
200. Wow.
We got two. Well, who also? We also got another pitcher though that we picked up, didn't
Yes,
we?
we did.
I
I
want
like this.
my insight real quick. I want to send my insight real quick on this trade because I'm gonna show you my initial reaction. My
You
initial
talking
reaction
about
when
to
I
the
saw
Rogers trade?
Yeah, my initial
Okay.
reaction was, I'm not gonna lie to you. I said, whoa. Well, I said that's a lot. That's a lot. But I took a deep breath, speaking to people, and they brought me down. They said, and then I put my senses together, and then I said, okay, Gilbert clearly didn't give this kid a shot, so I knew he was out the door. The moment that we needed a center field, and I saw McNeil playing center field, I said, this kid is getting traded. And all we saw these highlights, home runs. So I said, yes, keep living it up because you're going somewhere. You're not gonna stay here. Tidwell, I know he was butt from the beginning. Like I didn't have no attachment to him. Boodle was okay, it was solid, right? But the problem with Boodle, this is the problem with Boodle, that when he pitches one game, he has to sit the next three. He can't pitch back-to-back games. He's treated like a starter, but he's a reliever. And that's a problem with a bullpen. You can't be doing that. Like Boodle pitches today, he'll sit for the next 3 days. And when we're short in our arms, guess what? We can't even pitch Boodle because he's not consistent enough on back-to-back days.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you this much. When I saw the man crying, I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna be the Boodle redemption story. Somehow this trade is not gonna happen. Boodle's gonna come in and throw a no-hitter and lead us to the World Series."
He's gonna throw a no hitter against the Mets, and then he's gonna go
What's
like
that?
this with his jersey.
What's that, Amish?
And so
Amish got a lot of red on his phone.
All that red. You know who that belongs to?
Oh boy!
Mr. Brazo Buns himself.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
yo, bro, I'm actually check that.
Okay. So Presley's not coming here.
I mean,
You talking about this guy right here, right?
I'm talking about that guy right
That
there.
guy right there, right?
But anyways,
Oh, he's gonna be the long reliever, I guess, that we're gonna have. He's not had a bad. I think that the problem that he's had has been some mental lapse that have cost him, and I think that whenever some adversity comes up, he tends to I don't know. It's just like something happens, and it just all falls apart. I also do think that he's been pitching way too many innings. I think that the Mets kind of overdid it, so they're gonna have to slow it down with him.
When he was pitching his best was at the beginning of the year when he was coming in lower leverage situations. He was pitching 2 or 3 innings at a time. The problem is we were forced to make him a high leverage arm because we had every Uber driver imaginable on the freaking roster. So he got put into a bad circumstance. I think if you put him in low stress situations, I think he'll be all right.
Well, you don't have to be put into that situation because not only did we get the guy that we just spoke about, but we got this guy. And honestly, this one got me out of my seat. The Mets acquired
This
Ryan
was
Hazley
a
from the Cardinals
big ticket
for
item.
Jesus Baez, Nate Dome, and frankly Elso, however you say his last name. This one right here was, in my opinion, a jab to the Phillies. They looked at the Phillies and said, "Oh, yeah, I got Durant. Oh, we got one better." So, hey,
Another one.
yeah. this I don't know how you guys feel about that, but when it was
I love
when
the
it was
timing,
press-
Top. I got to tell you, I love the timing of it. Like, we were just
Yeah.
like saying, yo, Philadelphia got who? And the Mets didn't even let Philadelphia get a little bit of shine. The New York Mets have just traded, like, literally, they just finished getting swept, and then Stearns was like, make the call. Like, it was
Absolutely, yeah.
that trade happened so quickly after that Duran one that I was like, oh man, we ain't even thinking about the Phillies no more. We're thinking about our super pen. So
Right,
shout out to
right.
Stearns for making that trade at that time. It was almost like insanely like it almost felt like he planned that. But I mean, I'm loving what I'm seeing in that screen. Like, everything looks in order. No DFA candidate here.
More
So,
red, more red. No DFA there. Don't say no
No, no
You
DFA.
really, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Baez moving him hurt me a little bit just because I do think he could be something, but I'm not mad at it at all. Like, if you
No,
in the grand
right.
scheme of things, when you look at the price of pitching this deadline,
Mm-hmm.
gladly you take Baez. Like, it's
Amish,
all
this-
good.
This is what we spoke about too. Remember, I think Chris mentioned it. You know, he made these trades without taking anybody from your top 10. He was the only guy from the top 10. He was ranked 8 in our
Yeah.
system. He was ranked 8 in our system. That's the only guy from our top 10 that was grabbed into a trade.
And
And
none of our top 100 guys got traded.
yeah,
Nope.
So we're
No.
good.
and you gotta realize that the Philly. I don't want to compare this to Phillies, but the Phillies gave up 2 of the, and I know Durant got more control. They gave up 2 of the top 100. The fact that we didn't even touch none of them in any of the trades, it's awesome. And you're probably getting the
Right.
same kind of like, production. I mean, Durant is way better. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but
And at the end of the day, we still got a better pen than them.
yeah, we still got a better pen because remember, they you know what they're relying on? Like, nobody's talking about. They're relying on 40-year-old Robertson and Durant. That's it. That's their blockbuster bullpen. That's it. So
And they got
with-
Harrison Bader, which whatever.
They got- and
with
Harrison
Durant
Bader,
being their
which we saw.
closer, right? With Durant being their closer, so there's gonna be a lot of situations where you might not even see him. So the Mets may get to the Phillies bullpen to the point where you may not even see Durant. So again, we'll see how he plays out for them. Obviously, people were disappointed about the Phillies picking him up, but I think the Mets beat them.
And
And
the Phillies also picked up old Matt Bader over there too, so he's joined them too. That's their right-handed bat.
Yeah, the Mets and Phillies went kind of blow for blow this deadline. Let's be real. Like,
that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
they got a center fielder, we got a center fielder. They got bullpen help, we got bullpen help.
Jay Frank goes, Alvarado's going to help them when he comes back, but he's not postseason eligible. So
I want him tested every game.
That's
Tested every game.
That
Jay
dude don't
Front, that's
scare
why I
me
didn't bring
anyway.
him up because that guy's not gonna pitch the postseason, so it don't matter what he does now.
right. Now we get
Well, it
into
matter in the game going down, yeah. But
now we get into what happened today, and the Mets picked up this guy right here, Cedric Mullins for Anthony Nunez, Ramon Gomez, and Chandler Marsh. Now
I think
mixed
one of
reaction.
those guys does my taxes.
You talking about Chandler, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know who you're talking about. The mixed reactions from Met fans, obviously, because the whole notion was that the Mets were going to be aggressive on Luis Robert Jr., but the White Sox had other plans. So the Mets pivoted and went to Cedric Mullins. Now, of course, Cedric Mullins is not a fancy name, not what everybody wants. But to be honest with you boys and to everybody else that's watching, I am okay with this move for the simple fact that I'm happy that he pivoted instead of just laying back. Because if he would have laid back, then we would have talked about this fan base crashing out and we would have been upset. Because honestly, like I said, I think, yeah, he doesn't bring an upgrade in terms of the offensive side, but he is a way bigger upgrade on the defensive side than what we have now.
I gotta push back a little bit. His numbers are a lot better than people are just. The problem is that we try to compare it to a potential what the ceiling is of Robert. That's where the issue is, and I'm one of them. I wanted Robert because of the ceiling, but let's be honest. What happened here? White Sox try to sell a guy like he was in 2023, and he's not in 2023, and that is the key. And David Stearns will say, "I'm not letting you try to jib me." Listen, the Phillies backed off, the Padres backed off. What does that tell you? What, the Mets was gonna get hurt? No, the Mets was like, okay. They started throwing out rumors of, oh, we don't need to trade him. We could pick up his option. Well, guess what? Pick up his option. You stick with him. If he means so much to you, then you stick with him. When later on in the offseason, when you have to pick up that $20 million tab, don't try to trade him to places, because guess what? That $20 million tab is on him, and people ain't gonna want to pay that. So that's thank you, Amish. And I know it looks ugly, very ugly, very ugly. There's a lot of blue there.
A lot of ocean blue right here with a couple of red.
Mullins did start off hot in the season, then he cooled off. He is having a better July, but for what we get in production from Taylor, I'm okay with it, bro.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but baseball. We also got to remember baseball isn't played on these spreadsheets, and I think that maybe we get a little too carried away with this shit. I know that we could like joke around, like fuck Priestley, whatever. But with Mullins, the one thing that I'll say is that the dude is a gamer. I think that he has the potential to bring things to intangibles to the Mets that we don't have. I think that the guy brings a little bit of experience. Obviously, he's been in the game for a while. The guy could run. He has legs. He could play defense. Even though people are saying
he's hitting lefties,
probably. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he hits lefties.
He's hitting lefties
yeah,
this
he
year.
has the
Like
weirdest moves ever. He hits lefties, but he doesn't really necessarily hit righties, which is weird. I mean, whatever. I guess we don't hit lefties at all, so bring him in.
You want to hear something about Taylor? About Taylor?
And Taylor hits
Taylor has
righties better than lefties. Yeah.
So it's like, it is what it is, bro. I'm not mad about it. Yo, they addressed the need that they needed addressed. That's it.
Yeah, I honestly,
and the White Sox didn't trade Robert, so
yeah, the White Sox stayed with him, so it's not like he went anywhere. Like, he stayed right there, bro. Don't worry, Robert will be so. Yeah, it's true, Jay Fern. The White Sox, he'll be so glad to stay in the White Sox that he'll probably pull a hammy and he'll be out for the rest of the year.
El Diablo.
The only thing that this trade does
we're just ruining his season forever. No, but the one thing that I want to point out that right now, this man is killing the ball. He's batting .435. He has a slug in the last 7 games. He has a slugging percentage of .913. If you want to even break it down even further, 15 games, .306, .531. I mean, I dare you to look at any center fielder that the Mets have thrown out this whole entire year and find numbers like that for one day. Like right now, Mullins is an improvement over what we had, and it will take it because God knows that the 5 through 9 was utter trash for most of the year. But if we even have to talk about the lineup and what it's been, how about we have Lindor and Alonso step up and stop acting like fools? How about Soto with people on base? How about Nimmo not take strikes down the middle of the plate? And Vientos, stop messing with the video vixens and start hitting, dude. Like, you want to be Swaggy V? How about you be like batting practice V? Like, how about that? Why don't you start hitting and stop acting like you're an all-star? Oh, before we move into anything, that Vientos little crap that he had, that little bitch session that he had, yo, my brother in Christ, you are lucky you didn't get traded to Alcatraz, because I don't know what the hell you're even suggesting right now. Good for you that you feel good. This is what happens with the generation that gets participation trophies. They feel entitled. Well, let me tell you something. What have you done? You had one good season, and after that and that was one really good season. I'm not going to shit on you and say you didn't. But what have you done lately? The name of the game is, what are you doing for the team? This year, you were entrusted to provide offense. You have not done that. You have not merited being put in a position of playing every day. The Mets have relied on you in key spots. How many times have you failed? and you want to come out your face because now you have a 7-game hitting streak and say, well, I feel good and nobody cares about my feelings. You're damn right we don't care about your feelings. All we care about is wins and losses. You're not our friend. You don't hang out with us. You are not related to you. Obviously, we want the best for you. Oh, 9. Excuse me, Jay, for 9. You hit 9 in 9
games. How dare you?
9 games. We found one fan. We found his one fan. Jay Fern is lobbying for this guy. But look, man, and I'm not shitting on him, but I didn't like the way that came off. Like, obviously, the media loves to play an angle, so I don't even know if it came off like that. But he has to be smart in what he says. And I hope that Lindor took his lunch and threw it in the garbage and said, look, you can't talk like that. You can't talk like that. This is a team game. Ultimately, we play together. We want to win together. It's not about like who feels great, who like feels like they could do. Like, it's about what's best for the team. You have not been what's been best for the team in a long time. You're hitting now. Keep it up. We will always root for you. I don't think anybody in Metland is sitting there being like, yo, I can't wait for Friday's game so I can boo the shit out of Vientos. If you do that, stay in your car and drive into a pier. I think that he just needs to be more mature with what he says. Like, he has to take ownership of the fact, like, yo, I know that I haven't been hitting all year, but I'm starting to feel good now. And I hope that this is the turn that I wanted. So then that way, Mendy, who I think Mendy has been a supporter of this kid because he sent them out there. It's not like he's sat him on the bench. He's played him all year. So I think that Vientos has to take a little bit of like a mindset to be like, yo, I can't sit here and be entitled over something that happened last year. Like, slumps are real, but this is more than a slump. This has been a whole year now. I got to take ownership and turn this shit around and get myself going. I'm feeling better now. Now I think that I'm in the right space, and hopefully I can continue to contribute to the team. He should have kept it like that and not allowed for this to even have been a thing. We'll see what goes. I'm rooting for the kid because I really think that he could contribute a lot to this offense, and hopefully everybody else could get as hot as he is and get plus 9-game hitting streaks and see what's going on.
Well, that's what I find interesting about this trade, though, because he's complaining about playing time before that. Playing time now is going to be even harder to come by because now you got Mullins, you got to stick in the lineup. So that means McNeil's going to play the infield more. That means Beatty, Mauricio, and Vientos are going to have to split time at third even more now, unless
Marte.
You got to throw Marte in there too. Like, so yeah. I don't know how they're going to juggle this. It'll be interesting to see. And I didn't even mention Acuna. I'm guessing he's getting demoted, but who the hell knows?
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I think Acuna, is probably the best bet to get sent down. Right?
But still, even if he's sent down, Mauricio, Vientos, Beatty, Marte, McNeil, Mullins. That's 6 dudes that got to find playing time somewhere. So that's, I don't know, man. It's an interesting juggle that Mendy's gonna have to make. I'm not worried about it. I'm just saying if Vientos is mad at his playing time before this, he may not be too happy after it.
I think that some plans were clamoring for these trades, man. I think that they were clamoring to trade him.
I was gonna say I think the Mets really was planning on trading one of these kids, but I guess for the asking price or whatever, it didn't turn out that way, and they just stick with what they have. But it would it make sense to have Beatty? Sorry to cut you off, Chris. I'm sorry. Would it make sense for Beatty to keep him fresh to come in as a defensive replacement? I guess I don't know, 6th, 7th inning, because I don't. Beatty, I think McNeil's probably going to get the bulk of second base. And Vientos, this is where it gets crazy because Vientos is finally hitting. What are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do with Marte and Vientos? I don't get that. More.
I was going to say, you have to DH him.
Yeah, he's going to DH more than not. Marte is the one that's going to lose more playing time than all because he's the older guy. But if March is okay with
He's
that,
been
and the
playing
thing is
good
with
too.
Marche, he's been playing
Yeah.
good. So the thing is that it's hard right now. But listen, this is why I thought the trade was gonna go down. One of these kids was gonna go. It would have been much easier for the roster. Like it would have been smoother for Mendy to move around pieces. And I guess it didn't, for whatever reason, didn't turn out. And they just Mendy gotta find a way. You know what he has to do? Play the hot hand. Don't play matchups. Play the hot hand. Forget about matchups. Play the. If Beatty hits 2 hits, guess what? You playing tomorrow. Oh, Mauricio hits 2 hits, you playing tomorrow. Oh, you 0 for 4, the next guy plays. That's the way he's gonna have to do it. Unfortunately, we're not gonna like it, but he's gonna have to play the hot hand, and that's
What this does though is if somebody gets hurt, we have lots of guys to fill in.
Yeah,
so that's a good problem to have. Like
that's a very good problem.
For whatever reason, God forbid somebody goes down, you got somebody that can step right in. So I like that piece of it. It's just Mendy's gonna have to earn his paycheck because it's gonna be interesting to shuffle these guys around.
On the paycheck, and guess what, Amish? You see, Vientos came out with that thing. Now, a lot of dudes' feelings gonna get hurt, but guess what? You gotta play for the team now. Now it's all about the team.
This ain't about your feelings; it's about winning.
It's a good problem. It's a good problem to have. And there's only one guy that out of all that mess won't be moved. His name is Mr. Ronnie Mauricio, the untouchable. I don't care if y'all tell me I'm bugging. Until he shows that he is touchable, he is untouchable.
I'll tell you right now. If you tell me that Stearns was probably talking about somebody in Cleveland, he's getting moved in that deal.
Oh yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. Yep. Yo, J-Ram, I got you, bro.
Well, not necessarily. I was talking about the other guy.
Even Quan?
But yeah,
Mr. Quan?
I think they would have.
If it's for Stephen Quan, I don't know. If it's for J-Ram,
I would have moved them for Quan.
I would have too.
I mean, Quan serves a purpose, yeah.
I mean, he does serve a purpose.
I know what Quan does, bro. I know what he does, bro. He hasn't failed since. He hasn't failed once. And he's 28 years old. 3 years control. This man is a 300 hitter. He puts the ball in play. He steals you base. He plays defense.
That is true.
A dynamic that we do not have. Somebody batting over 300.
That is true. But
well, those guys barely exist.
Yeah, that's a rare trait nowadays.
Yeah. That is true. But fellas, we appreciate you. We appreciate everybody that came on the 226 that is here watching. Guys that commented, man, you guys could have been doing anything else, but you guys came here to talk about the trades. And there's only one left thing to do, man, and that's Friday. Get home, get back to the games that the baseball that we know we can play to the best of our abilities. Let's get back to winning. Let's try to shrug off this sweep that we endured against the Pod. I don't even want to talk about that at this point because this just makes no sense.
Didn't even happen.
Yeah, it didn't even happen.
Look, man.
But other than that, man, I would say,
hey guys, you know what you guys should do? Because this is what I'm gonna do. Because I am sick. Because I am a sick Met fan. I'm gonna go watch. I'm gonna go watch some highlights from Cedric Mullins.
Yes,
that's what I'm gonna do.
Please, for the Met fans that don't know.
I know you guys do it too. I know you guys do it too. Every new player we get, you start watching highlights on YouTube. Yeah, I do it. I do it too.
For the Met fans that don't know,
this is the last joke at AP's expense, but AP is gonna watch Ryan Presley highlights.
Yo, why do I say anything? On that note, shout out to everybody. We should have still got another bat.
Oh my god.
Oh man,
you might see Ryan give up a whole run, but it's all right.
Yo, Amish, you just gave me an idea for AP's birthday. Shout out.
Yo, and I'm not even a big Presley fan. I just saw he was DFA'd. I just mentioned he was DFA'd, and all of a sudden I'm a Presley fan. But all right, I'll take it. This is how much the Mets have affected me this year with the freaking pothole fillers that they put in the pen. I'm ready to take anybody's scraps off this team just to be like, yo, man. But those days are gone now. Stearns said no.
You should keep this going because we just got like 5 more people. We went from 223 to 230 in like 5 seconds. Anyway,
there we go. They probably heard about Presley and said, yo, let's go on. Let's learn about him. Let's learn about that man.
Yeah, but we appreciate y'all, man. Mets Nation, all the Met content creators that do this show on the daily, we wouldn't be here without you. So we appreciate y'all, man. Let's go, Mets. My guys, AP, Chris, Amish, I appreciate y'all, man. Without y'all, it wouldn't be possible, man. And we will catch you guys on the next video, man. Peace out.
Peace.
This is SNY's Gary Cohen, and this train ride is over. This is the last stop on the train. Please exit onto the platform. Thank you for riding with us.
AP just caught the meat.